Fun fact for you guys, yeah? Alan's space cat has 2 buttholes. Yep, this dude came down to Earth on an urgent mission to recruit Mark and this gal called Tech Jacket so they can all go and stop the facial hair crusaders from taking over the universe, and yet his first order of business was to flex his alien butthole cat to Eve, bruv. Like, what we doing here? My guy's brain finally starts working though, so he goes to find Tech Jacket while Nolan explains himself to Mark and begs for his help. Again, Mark is kinda pissy about it, but like he's obviously gonna help or else the show wouldn't be called. I love how Nolan just started talking about his actions like they're no biggie though. Big man starts chatting about,
I can see now how it could be considered wrong.
Bruv, what are you talking about? Why are you talking like this some YouTuber apology video, bruv? This ain't some Logan Paul crypto scandal again, bruv. We're talking mass murder, followed by child abuse while being stone cold sober in broad fucking daylight, bruv. Honestly, there should really be some kind of law against beating your kids senseless unless you've consumed a certain amount of Stella, bruv. But nah, it's all cool now because Nolan can see how things might, maybe, possibly, a little bit, be slightly morally grey. While Alan goes to have a chat with Tech Jacket's dad on this space station thing, Tech Jacket is back on Earth dealing with this naked mole rat looking dude. Now in the comics, sure, Tech Jacket's a dude, whatever. But more importantly, bruv, comic Tech Jacket did not have that fat laser cannon helmet, bruv. Looking like she's gonna start chatting to the Viltromites about dessert for her life. If you know, you know. Now seriously though, bro, Amazon dropped this season and specifically this episode at the worst possible time, bruv. The memes are so true, okay? They're 1000% true. Watching the weekly Invincible episode after watching the weekly Jujutsu Kaisen episode feels like something comparable to crippling post-nut clarity, bruv. Now was really not the best time to introduce a character with a subtly phallic cannon coming out of their head that shoots giant lasers, because it could never be compared to my glorious granite blood. I'm sorry, bruv. I got a little bit carried away, alright? What I meant to say, obviously, was that Tech Jacket is cool and funny, and I like her head laser. She obviously agrees to help the random alien dude from space, but at least this time round we're seeing that Tech Jacket fucking acknowledges that Omni-Man has come back to the good side, because in the comic, bro, it's like he didn't have a fucking clue who Earth's most famous hero turned criminal was. And speaking of changes from the comic, bruv, yeah, I read through this bit recently and like, whoa, shit just be happening in Invincible. One page literally has Nolan in space talking to Tech Jacket, and the page right next to it has Nolan confronting Big Debba in their home. Like, how does that even work? Not that the show doesn't also do shit at breakneck pace, because yes, Conquest literally dies by the end of this episode, but I'm glad they filled in some of the gaps a bit more and made Nolan confronting Debbie a much better scene overall. Bro, the comic was just him showing up and her crashing out. That was it. In the show though, Debbie started straight aura farming, giving him the silent treatment while he desperately tried to come crawling back to her. I'm not sure why she was punching him in slow motion, but who even cares, bruv? This was a much more valid reaction. Good for her. Actually, wait, what I really mean is, yo, Debbie, chill on my goat, man. He said he was fucking sorry.
I am sorry.
Alright, it's a bit of an overreaction, but whatever. Now, after Oliver whines and bitches his way onto the squad, the Fam and Power Penis pools settle down for a nice, wholesome family meal. And, oh, yo, nah, bruv, Debbie, what have you been smoking? Why are you looking like that? Fucking fent zombie over here. Another comic to show change I love was that Nolan actually went to visit Art here, though. Maybe choosing to see his designer over his son is a bit messed up, but he can always say sorry later or something, you know? I mean, rooftop beer and toes with the homie. Can't get much better than that. Damn, I should put that on a t-shirt, bruv. Now, Art actually tells Nolan about Triple P, and to my utmost surprise, the guy actually takes it on the chin. I low-key thought he was just gonna go over and smash Paul's brains out or something. And while all this goes down, Eve and Mark snuggle up for their final night together before Mark goes to fight an intergalactic war with a pretty piss-poor chance of survival, let's be real, bruv. Now, this shit pissed me off, because they're doing 3 things wrong here, alright? First of all, bruv, why the hell is their bedsheet so thin? Like, is this just an American thing or something? Like, you guys, are you good? What is this? Secondly, Eve, bruv, you gotta tell him before he tell him, bruv. Say it. Tell him. You need to tell him. And thirdly, it's potentially your last night together. Clark, bro. Finally, though, the mission gets underway. The music starts getting kind of vibey, and the ship looks dope as hell, bro. Hell yeah, this place is sick. Too bad it's stained with an Oliver. Oh yeah, you guys remember Alan's blue girlfriend, right? Well, she basically decides to do a what could possibly go wrong routine, which then obviously leads to the entire ship spontaneously combusting, bruv. It's just a good thing that the explosion waited for the very conveniently detachable control room to fly away. Turns out the explosion was caused by, yeah, Viltromites. Wow, who would have thought? That's right, bruv. Boss man Conquest pulls up with Lucy and Dad bod in tow. Oliver then starts talking bear shit, saying some stuff about how we beat you once, we can beat you again. My guy, bro, who the fuck is we? There was no we. You got clapped. Mark got clapped. Eve got clapped. The only reason Conquest ever got clapped is because Eve temporarily became literal fucking god, bruv. Seriously, Oliver, you need to chill, bruv, alright? Wait, hold up. Oliver's low-key frying. Nope, it went exactly as expected. Never mind. Alright, Nolan's here to clean up the mess though, which is dope, because surely if anyone's gonna do a number on Conquest, it's... Yeah, nah, this isn't Nolan's show though, so... steps in for narrative reasons and actually starts cooking Grandpa Max's shit. Meanwhile, Alan and TJ stand off against Lucy and Dad bod, which is obviously to be expected of Alan, but I gotta admit that it's hella cool to see someone with no Viltromite powers holding their own. Stand proud, Tech Jacket. You are cool. The bad guy Viltromites further reinforce how bitch-made they actually are by calling reinforcements. Generational frauds, bruv. This species is not real, bruv. I'm telling you, they're actually just con men. Well, anyway, Oliver has to rush down to the planet below to catch his breath, which he manages to— oh, wait, holy aura. Nah, wait, that's insane, bruv. That's just a comic panel. I don't care that he's an old man. That is the most beautiful shit I've ever seen in my life, bro. And by Invincible standards, this might be the best the show has ever looked. I'm not gonna lie. Like, art-wise, it leaned as close as it viably could into the comic style, and animation-wise, it had multiple frames. I'll put it that way. Nah, I can't even hate, bro. It looks sick. Nah, it's just good. It's just good. And bruv, Mark, bro, this guy must have gotten insanely stronger, bruv. Well, either that or he's just doing a really good job at staying nonchalant while his ribs get reduced to literal sand. Conquest might just be a fraud though, I don't know. No matter how much zipping around and crashing into rocks he does, Mark's hands are still firmly on his throat. Nah, okay dude, this shit has gone beyond kinky now. Like, let go of him, Mark, he's gonna die. Mark, bruv. Mark, think about what happens to the show's ratings if... dies in the same episode that he returns. Huh. So why is he only deciding to do that now? Is he dumb, bruv? Nah, man, Mark is like pretty much inside out at this point. Like, how is he still gripping that shit? Nah, seriously though, like, even in this sorry state, Conquest is still finding a way to be goofy. My guy's playing with Mark's intestines like a toddler with spaghetti, bruv. That's just fucked up. Eventually though, Conquest officially becomes Gonquest. Now, I'll be real, I'm not the biggest fan of this event in the comic, and I read it just last week, so trust me, my feelings about it are pretty fresh. It's just not my kind of pacing, you know, things just kind of happen. I was expecting a bit more from, you know, Conquest, but he just dies. I can't deny, this episode of the show and this fight was probably the best in the series. I'm gonna be real, it was dope. It was very hype watching it, and that, oh my god, bro, that, I'm not even speaking English at this point, bruv. That Conquest moment just, oh, it's beautiful. Anyway, yeah, I'm sick as hell this week, and I'm so tired, so I'm just like, screw this, bruv. Now we're done, I'm done, and we're done, bruv. Like, subscribe, call me something heinous in the comments, and piss off.